Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 67 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I, as promised, between last episode and this one, refilled the uranium in my nuclear reactor. We can see the LZH condensators doing their thing and the golems taking care of them as expected. So UU matter production in the background running smoothly. Also, like last episode, we built this nifty little turtle system here that's going to keep a bunch of Lapitron crystals refilled. Awesome. So we've got them going. We're ready to power things up, and I am just having a blast with power suits. Oh, this is just so much fun. Flying around. Whoa, that's craziness. And falling. So today's episode, I am, once again, getting a little bit low on copper because, dude, it takes a lot of copper. I think it's close to like 10 stacks of copper to, create all those uranium cells that I need. So I want to run my quarry a little bit more. But as we know, the last couple times we run our quarry, we're starting to get backlogged in here. We've got a lot of items flowing through the systems and just tons of stuff happening. I want to scale this down a little bit and try and compress things. So what I would like to do is create an Applied Energistics system. It's finally time to track down and compress all this storage into something a little bit more manageable. So we're going to give this a shot. We're going to have a whole system of Applied Energistics ready to compress down and store all our goodies. So for this system, we're going to need quite a few things. We're going to need a lot of this quartz crystal and a lot of the quartz dust that we got. So we can see here, we've got a decent amount of it. So that's good news, at least. We're going to need to go into NEI and take a look at all of the Applied Energistics mod items. There's a lot that we're going to want to have in here. And you can build a lot of really cool stuff. You've got like pattern providers and controllers and drives and encoders and all this craziness. I think I'll probably start with the ME chest, get you guys introduced to the way this thing works, and then we'll move on from there, because there's a lot of nifty stuff we can make with Applied Energistics. So I have spotlighted the mod. I've never actually used it in world in a legit way, so it's going to be my first time in a Let's Play series building an Applied Energistics system. So I'm pretty excited to give it a shot. So without further ado, why don't I get situated, get ready to start playing around with Applied Energistics. So the first thing I'm going to need is an ME chest and some storage modules. I'll be back when I'm ready. Alright guys, so the first thing, like I said, that I need to make is an ME chest. Now, there's a lot of components to the Applied Energistics mod. There's a ton of stuff you can put together that does all kinds of really cool things. But the very first thing I want to make for you, and the best and simplest way to break down how this mod works, is to make an Applied Energistics ME chest. Okay, for that we're going to need a conversion matrix. All right, this thing is not terribly complicated to make. The only thing that's in here that's a little bit weird is the ME basic processor. As we can see, there's actually two recipes for this thing. We can either build it in an assembly table, which require redstone, a gold ingot, and silicon, which is really easy to make. You just smelt some of this dust that I have. It gives you silicon. Okay, but the other way to make the ME basic processor, if you don't have Buildcraft installed, is to craft yourself a quartz cutting knife. Now you're going to need two pieces of redstone, a gold ingot, and some silicon. And then once you're done with it, you have to smelt this basic processor assembly into the ME basic processor. So smelt it up, and you'll be good to go. I'm going to give it a shot, building this with the Buildcraft stuff. But to be honest with you, if I want to make a lot of these, it's probably quicker to go ahead and make myself a quartz cutting knife. But let's see what happens. I'm going to get myself a bunch of silicons. Let's go ahead and throw this stuff in an induction furnace here, and we'll get like, I don't know, a handful of them. We're probably going to need a lot. A lot of the ingredients in the Applied Energistics mod require a lot of crafting steps, but in the end, you're going to have a very powerful system able to store a lot of cool stuff. All right, so let's go get some gold and some redstone, and let's go have a blast cooking up some of this stuff, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just make, I don't know, let's make like 10 of them. That ought to be good, right? No, you're off, and so are you. I want silicon in there, and hey, I've got access to the ME basic processor. So let's see, how quick is this stuff to cook up? I do have the 9 lasers going, so we're applying 37 Minecraft joules per tick. We need 60,000 Minecraft joules. So in the end, this, like I said, is going to take a little while to cook up in the assembly table. So I'm probably going to wind up doing this with the cutting knife. So while that's happening there, I'm only going to make about 4 or 5 of them in there. Let's go try the cutting knife, okay? So that assembly cutting knife thing shouldn't be too hard to make. Let's get ourselves some iron and a stick. A couple pieces of quartz and an iron ingot. Cool. So that guy with these, this, and that, right? Yoink. Oh, it wasn't so bad. Let's make about 6 more of them. What do you say? Oh yeah, that quartz cutting knife? That thing lasts a while, doesn't it? Alright, you hang out. Actually, I'll hold on to you for a bit. I'm going to go smelt up these things. Definitely quicker to craft it. But like I said, your options are, of course, to make this in the assembly table. Just wanted you guys to be aware of that possibility. Okay, so now that we've got this guy, and of course it costs a little bit more redstone, but in the end, I think my time's better spent just crafting it quickly. Now we want to make the ME interface, the ME chest. Here we go. Conversion matrix. That doesn't look so bad. Let's go ahead and just do it in here real quick, though. And I have all the iron in my inventory, don't I? Yeah. Probably need a little bit more redstone while I'm at it. There we go. Cool. Now I can make an ME chest, which shouldn't be too bad. I just need to throw a chest in there. So, there we go. Ta-da! ME chest, very first one. Now, this ME chest, all by itself, ain't gonna do nothing. You can't do anything with this chest. You can't put items in there. You can't access it. There's really almost nothing you can do with this ME chest by itself. What we need to build is an item called storage. There's actually several tiers of storage. There's 4 of them. There's the 1K, the 4K, the 16K, and the 64K. And each storage item can store more and more items. Okay, so I'm going to build the most basic version, the 1K storage module. All right. So what we can do here is basically make one of these. This little contraption right here. Now a storage cell is what we're going to need to get started. So let's get ready with a storage cell. Okay, so 1K storage cell, and go. Cool. And then we can bump this guy up here with this. And we've got our 1K of storage. Nice. So if we place that in the chest, we still can't do anything. These chests require power. We need to supply a form of energy by way of EU or Buildcraft energy for this thing to work. So let's sneak downstairs and find ourselves some power. Do we have any fiber cabling in here? Yeah, I do. Good. So just going to run downstairs for a moment and hook this guy up to a power source. So where's my, probably need a wrench. And there it is. Let's rotate this thing, and just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to run this cabling right down here like so, and get hooked up with the ME chest. So, once we place power into the ME chest, and we place the storage unit right here, then the chest opens up and we can start placing things in there. Hooray! You can see that based on the green indicator on top means that everything's kind of working correctly. We've got what we need, okay? Now if we take the ME storage unit out, notice that the green indicator is gone, but also my item is gone. That's because the item that I placed in there is actually stored in the storage unit. You can see that it's telling you that it's using up 9 of the 1024 bytes, and it's using 1 of the 63 different types of items that it can store. So this guy can store 63 different types of items, but no more than that. And he can store a certain amount of items basically up to the byte count. Now the other cool thing about this chest is, if we throw quartz in there, nifty quartz. Now we're using more of our storage, but we're only using 2 bytes now. And if we throw another stack of quartz in there, first off, we're only using 2 types still, but more storage. But it's actually storing all the quartz in 1 inventory slot. How cool is that? Nice. We've got some storage going on here. Now if you want to grab a stack of quartz out, you can just do that, or shift click it into your inventory like so. Awesome. That is the way the ME chests work. So they can store a decent amount of stuff. Now, you might also note, though, that every storage unit, regardless of the size, so even the best storage unit out there, the 64K, can store a ton of items, but still only 63 types of items. So 63 different types of items can be stored on every storage unit. You can't store any more per storage unit. So we're probably going to need a decent amount of storage unit because we have a lot of items to store. Okay, so let's break this guy. Okay, and, go see what other fun we can have with this system. So what I think I should do is a couple things. First off, we're going to need to rebuild much of our sorting system and much of our whole way things work. But first off, I think what I'd like to do is start making a few ME storage units, start pulling items into the ME chest, and I think I could probably do that by using the routers that already exist right here. How cool does that sound? So let's see what kind of fun I can have. What I think I'd like to do, I'm debating if I want to break this down into chests first and then move on to more advanced stuff. I'm thinking that might be a wise decision. Kind of start off with chests, see how it goes, and then if I decide that I need to do more with it, I can always do that. So what I'm going to do is start off by filling up chests with all the good stuff. Now we're going to need power to keep this thing running and smoothly operating. So I'm going to have to go downstairs, probably run some industrial craft power cabling up here just to make sure everything runs properly. Cool. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Once I've gotten situated, I'm ready to start doing stuff. All right. That looks like a pretty solid build right there. Just for temporary purposes. We're going to clean this up significantly in the near future. But what I want to be able to do is, and what side is this? Purple. So what I want to do is the following. Hey, I don't want to fall that far. I want to go in here. I think I've got a ejector module. I do. Good. Put that in here. And what I can do now is actually set this thing up to do some cool stuff. I'm going to put down my ME chest, I think. And, oh, fun, I've got 2 of these. Okay, nice. I'm going to break this guy. And all the fun things he has associated with him. And, all right, inventory. Nice. Really, really tight on inventory space right now, but that's okay. I'll clean this up in a minute. Let's see. I'll put the quartz in here with storing stuff. There we go. So what I want to do, I think, is the following. I'm going to pull all the items out of here. And then I'm going to break these things. So these way, the inventories are no longer connected, if you will. And I'm interested to see how many items I can store all at once in this chest. So I've got an ME chest in here somewhere, right? Or did I leave it downstairs? Should be in here somewhere. Maybe I left it downstairs. Where'd I put that thing? Alright, I found it. It was in one of those chests over there. So what I'm going to do is put this guy here. He should get power from the wire underneath. We'll put the storage unit in. And then we'll start storing some of the metals in this guy. Okay, so all the metals will be stored in this storage unit. Let's switch this thing to extract and eject to the purple side. Eject west, extract. Are we seeing things happen yet? Let's see. All right, when you're extracting from a barrel, extract from bottom sides or, slot 0. It doesn't really matter, but whoa, that's quick. Okay, we are clearing stuff out quickly. Yeah, we are. Look at that. Nice. So we should be quickly filling up our ME storage unit. The question is, do I have enough storage for all this stuff? I'm thinking possibly not. Oh yeah, look at this. We're quickly running out of storage. So I'm probably going to need an upgraded storage module for that. See, look, we've even got a red indicator on the top saying that we're full. We can't store anymore. All right, let's get an upgraded one of these. So, into the mod Applied Energistics, we will find out that we're probably going to need about a 16K storage, probably. I want to make sure that I can store a lot of goodies here, so let's manage that. All right, so the 16K module is a bit more expensive than the 1K. I could go to 4K and probably be all right, but like I said, I want to jump straight to 16. This guy is going to require a storage block, which requires 3 storage segments, each of which requiring 3 storage cells. Holy cow, this is getting expensive quick. And then we're also going to need to get ourselves an ME advanced processor, which is actually a diamond in place of the gold block there. Oh, yeah, we're talking craziness already. So let's take a look at the storage segments first. We're going to need the 3 storage cells each. So we're going to need a total of 9 storage cells. And then, yeah, we can manage that. So let's get some of these gold processors. We're going to need probably a lot more of these gold processor things. So there's, you know, some of what we need. So let's see here. Storage cells, like I said, probably need about 9 of them. Cool. Now let me cut up some more of this stuff. So let's see, gold and redstone, right? That's the plan. All right, I've got my gold in here now. Nice. I like that. Quite a bit, actually. And where's my cutting tool? There we go. Gold, redstone, and cutting tool, and then the silicon, of course. Awesome. That'll do for now. Let's upgrade this thing. Storage block to storage segments. Like I said, we need about 3 of them. And we need a little bit of glass. Is that what oh, I have to smelt this, that's right. I was going to say, I should have had glass in there. Enough for now. There we go, 3 storage segments. Now for a 16K storage guy, we're also going to need one of these advanced dudes. So let's get some of this going. And my cutting tool. There we go. Induction furnace for the win. Alright, so hopefully there's glowstone in the chest over there. We'll find out pretty soon. Yeah, there is. Nice. And now for the 16K module. Let's make it happen. Cool. Now the thing is that all the items are actually stored in this module right here. So we're going to want to transfer the items from this module to the other one. We can actually do that pretty quick and easily. Let me actually show you how to do that. But for now, I want to start storing all the other blocks here. There we go. Now that I've placed that other module in, we can start storing all these items. Cool. Pretty nice, right? So we've got actually quite a lot of iron to get stored up in there. Hopefully I have enough storage for the iron. Boy, really hopefully, huh? We're going to need a lot of storage, I think. I'm starting to realize we're going to need a lot of this stuff. Yeah, we're getting there. All right, that's not too bad. We're going to be able to store all this iron. So let's take a look at an item that can actually transfer the storage from one unit to the other. I want to make, I think it's the, is it the pattern encoder? No. It's one of these guys. I'll show you in a sec. Let me track it down. Actually, I need a little bit more infrastructure before I want to merge these cells here, so I'm going to put them somewhere safe, like in this chest right now. So these guys both have my, you know, stuff on them, the metals and whatnot. Now, I want to make another storage cell, so let's go ahead and get one of those ready. Now, I want to make something here called the pattern. No, I want to make the preformatter. Yeah, this guy is pretty neat. It's pretty much the same recipe as the chest, but I need a crafting table, and I'm going to show you why I'm making this in a second here. So let's go ahead and get ready to make a preformatter. The preformatter here needs one of these guys. So we just need 1, 2 pieces of quartz, and there we go. And then we need a crafting table. And we'll get the preformatter ready to go. What do I need? More glass or more iron? Probably need this thing in there. That's why. The preformatter is really a pretty cool device. I want to show you what it does. We're going to just place it over here for the time being. Now this guy I don't think actually needs any power, okay? And we can actually pre-format what type of items are allowed to get stored in our storage unit. So let's make another 16K storage unit. I'm going to make that off camera for a moment because that one's a little bit complicated and it takes a minute. All right, so let's take a look at how this pre-formatter works. Now, it's totally optional if you want to use this or not, but I can go ahead and place this guy in here, and I can name it whatever I want. So, for example, I could call it just redstone. And if I placed a piece of redstone in here, and it shows just the shadow image of it, and hit the format button, you'll see now that this guy is pre-formatted for redstone. And it even says in the name it's made for redstone. Cool. Now, if I place this in here, the only item that we can place inside this chest is now redstone. Cool, right? So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and hook this guy up and just pull all the redstone out and store it in there. It wouldn't be too bad. Just got to connect everything up, and boom. You can see it turned red on top here, because, or orange really, because it's filled up all the different types of items it can be allowed to have. It's only allowed to have one type of item, which is redstone. It's not allowed to get any more. So right now, the router is trying to put diamonds in there, and it's saying, nope, not allowed. But that's okay. I'm not going to stick with this. So let's go over and grab this guy. We're going to remove the formatting. We're just going to put it in here, clear the formatting, and boom. Now we should be able to accept up to 63 types of items again. So let's do that, and hooray! I'm going to let everything that's in this wall filter into this storage unit. And then, when it's all done, I'll be back. And it's very, very possible that I am not going to be able to store all that much stuff. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I can store at least a good percentage of it. I think between the coal and the redstone, we're going to have a problem. Well, guys, it was actually kind of close, but we did pull it off. We cleared out this entire row of barrels and stored them all on this massive storage chip that can store 16K. Nice. Let's put this thing away and start migrating some other items over. So I think I'm going to make the cut right here. If I just break these things here, we should be able to store all of our block types in one storage unit. So I'm going to relocate this guy. So let's clear some of this stuff out. And we're just getting started with Applied Energistics, by the way. We're not even close to really being done with making all kinds of cool things happen. There we go. Put some of this stuff away. Whoops. Be careful where you right-click with that thing, guys. A little bit of dangerous. Okay, so I'm going to relocate this thing over here. I need to move the power a little bit, but it shouldn't be a problem. So, break this guy. Let's just get some power flowing over to here. I'll get that in a second. Don't mind me. A little bit harder to navigate with this flight mode as opposed to the gravity suit, but no big deal. We can make it happen. That's where we want to be, right here. Cool. Place down this thing. Now this guy we're going to want to export to the yellow side. So let's go in here, bandwidth, eject. If you hit delete on your keyboard, remember, it gives you back your module. So let's get that and put him in here. And we're going to want this guy ejecting to the yellow side. East. Cool. I just need to make a storage unit to store all these blocks, and I'll be right back. Alright, just crafted up a 16K storage unit for all my blocks. We're going to be ejecting to the east. We're going to be extracting from bottom sides. There we go. Nice. That should clear out pretty quickly. I think the biggest amount of items we have there is marble. But of course we have a decent amount of other stuff too. So I'll be back when it's done clearing. And the last of the marble just got cleared out, which means, oh yeah, not bad. So, in fact, I don't need to be doing this way, by the way. I just want you guys to realize that. I don't have to do this the way I'm doing it with, storing them on different, storage cells. I could just be throwing everything into one giant cell. Doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. But I kind of like, I want to try it this way, and then we might probably wind up switching things about. So, one more storage cell. It's going to grab all this junk. And then we should be pretty close to good. I will be back again in just a minute when we're done crafting. And here goes nothing. I had to place this in here just temporarily, needed more diamonds. And we're going to hook this guy into here. emptied. And we should just be able to pull everything out if I connect up one barrel like so. Now the inventories are all connected, so clearing it out. Nice. Thank you, router. You are totally making this a very painless process. All clear. So let's get rid of this guy. We're going to put him stored away. And then I'm going to show you guys some really nifty ways to interact with all these different ME chests. So I think the first step will be clearing out this storage room. I want to, get rid of all the barrels and all the other craziness that we've got going on in here. And then we're going to get more interesting. Also figured it might be a fun idea to install my axe. Nice. We'll give it a half power upgrade. That should be cool. So that now my power tool can act as an axe. Oh, good. That helps a lot. All right, so I'm clearing out a lot of the space in my storage room here. Now, this thing is obviously going to be significantly more compact. In fact, I'm going to make it even more compact than it is right now. But I need to hook up at least the first chest because I need a little bit more iron. Thank you. And I'm making myself some more ME chests. Okay, boom. Thank you. And I might as well, while I'm here, grab my storage units. Cool. So you can see with quite a bit of power cost, along with quite a bit of resource cost, we can scale down and significantly increase the amount of items that can be stored. Now, these of course aren't the most expensive storage modules, but remember each storage module can only store 16 types of items, or 63 I mean. So this one's halfway full of the different types, but it's mostly full of bytes, which basically means it's holding a lot of stuff on this little disk here, as you can see. But now we've got access to all our items again. I do again need to move all the materials from one area here to the other. In fact, I should probably put these guys in some kind of meaningful order. Yeah, that looks a little better, right? Maybe we'll put these guys here. And then these guys and this guy. All right, that makes a little bit more sense. Nice. So no need to sort my inventory. Everything is kind of kept nice and orderly. We've got 2,495 cobblestone. Left clicking pulls out a stack. Shift left clicking pulls it straight into your inventory. And shift left clicking from here sends it straight in. Awesome. Now, we're going to need to make quite a few more of these things, and we're going to need to make some more storage, and we're probably going to be setting up an entire logistics network because we haven't even scratched the surface of what Applied Energistics can do. We've basically scaled it down into a nice and comfortable format of chests, but these things can get even cooler. I haven't even gotten to some of the other blocks that are available here. You can see there's a lot more we can do with Applied Energistics, and just wait till you guys see some of the more complex stuff. So, basically I purposely got started with the chests because I thought for those of you who are new to the mod or might not, be able to understand how it works, it would be a familiar and comfortable way to introduce the mod to you guys. So those of you who have seen my mod spotlight and have played with Applied Energistics might be wondering why I'm doing these chests in the way I did, but again, I'm just trying to introduce it to the new people. So hopefully those of you who are new to this mod might, find this a little bit easier to understand. So I do have a little bit of a mess of my house here. I'll be back in a second. I want to take a look at something. All right, guys, before we wrap up the episode, which is really getting close, I want to real quick craft one of these guys. Another one of these advanced processors. Okay. Cool. And then I want to put together a controller. Now the controller is the heart of any logistics network in Applied Energistics. And basically you need one controller per network, and all the other blocks, with the exception of a few like the ME chest, require a controller to really operate correctly. So if you want this thing to get really, really cool, you're going to want a controller. So let's go ahead and make one. Boom. So, because I had, of course, quartz and iron in this chest, it crafted for me. Thank you very much, the ME controller. Now, the first thing to note about ME controllers, and this is really pretty important, is that they can actually sit here and do cool things. Yeah, awesome, right? Oops, don't want to do that. Oh yeah, not shift. Let's do this real quick to make things easier. The ME controller can accept power and then can transfer power to all adjacent blocks. And there's actually a type of cabling here called ME cable. You can see here there's different colors of it, but the most basic version here is crafted with a quartz fiber and some redstone. Quartz fiber requiring 3 quartz dust per 4 blocks of cabling. Okay, so lots of quartz dust required, and you can actually get, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, you can get the quartz dust by pulverizing your quartz crystals. Okay, so if you don't have enough dust and you have plenty of crystals laying around, that's an option for you. So the block that I'm going to place right here is the controller. Cool. Now this guy is currently offline because it's not drawing any power, but it will tell you that it's currently connected to 5 ME chests. Okay, so we can see all 5 of the chests right here. All right, so again, this is going to be a very basic configuration until we get more advanced shortly. I'm going to hook up power to this guy like so. Get you out of my way. And boom. Now we should be getting power. And you can see that because I fell through a hole? No. Because there's a little interface on the front of this thing that, lights up. Now it's online. You can see it's currently using 21 EU per tick of energy. Well, 21 energy units per tick. I forget what the calculation is between EU and energy units. I want to say it's 2 energy units per EU or something like that. So we're using a bit of EU right now to keep this thing running. But now this guy is controlling all these, and they're also receiving power from this guy. So no longer do we have to run individual pieces of power cabling between the chests. Now, if they weren't all touching each other like they are, we would either have to run power, but a better way to do it to make sure that they're all connected to the same network would be to use that quartz cabling. Now, there's one other cool block I want to show you, and then we really do need to wrap up. But this should give you an intro to what's coming up next, the ME access terminal. So for this, we're going to need another one of these conversion matrix guys. Okay, I can make one of them real quick. Thank you. I'll just leave it in there because I'm going to need it. And then we're going to need some of this ME cabling. So we're going to need a bit of quartz fiber. Okay, let's get some of the quartz dust. We're going to need a decent amount of this cable anyway. So let's make this happen. Go. Thank you. We'll get the quartz dust out of here, and then we'll get the redstone together with the cabling. So let's see, ME cable. Thank you. We could even, well, no, I'll just leave it as is. Then we need the access terminal. Yoink. Cool. Now I'll show you the ME cable along with the access terminal. Okay. So what we could do, if you're ready for this awesomeness, I'm going to run this access cable just, over here like so. Nope, that's not where I want you. I'm just having fun with this at this point. This is not the final design of this build. Just demonstrating to you guys how this thing works, okay? That ought to do. And then access terminal. So the access terminal is now connected to the controller, and the controller recognizes that there's an access terminal there. Important stuff. You ready? Here goes nothing. Open up the interface, and boom, we have access to all the items in the chests that are part of the logistics network of Applied Energistics. So this controller has access to all these chests, and it's hooked up to the access terminal right here, which can now access all my items. So we were short on redstone here a minute ago, weren't we? Yeah, we were. So let's get some. I could just grab a stack of redstone out of the access terminal and throw it in here. Hooray! Look how cool that is. If you're looking for a particular item, you can just type in on the top, and you can see everything that has the word red in it. And if you're looking for a quartz, for example, there you go. Nice, right? So we can check out all the other cool things in here. We can pull items out, and we can even place them back in. No harm, no foul. You can even sort in different ways. So you can sort by the number of items. You can sort by priority or cell order. So, here's all the individual cells that were set up. So I had all the different cells storing items like this and then items like that. You can sort up and down, so ascending and descending. You can even sort by item name if you want. Cool, right? And the stored and craftable view we'll get to in a future episode. But for now, I've got, temporarily, access to my items right here. How awesome is that? Now, of course, I'm not going to want this cabling going through the room like this. It was just a temporary demonstration of how things worked. But I hope it gives you an idea of some of the really cool stuff we can do with Applied Energistics. We can actually scale this down even further. And we can even hook up to other blocks in the world, like the furnaces and the pulverizers and such and such and such. So we're going to have to work on that next episode, though, because we've unfortunately hit that wrapping up point. So I hope I've gotten you guys excited for the possibilities of Applied Energistics. There's some really cool stuff we're going to be able to build here in terms of item storage and item stuff. We can start smelting things, sticking them in the system, and doing all kinds of nifty stuff with it. All right, guys. For now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll catch y'all next time. All right, take it easy.